All right. So we are live again this morning. So I think we're going to continue doing this on Saturdays where we're going to play a game with you guys. And then we're going to, like what we did last week, we played a game and you guys kind of got to watch us play a game as a family. We're actually going to do those on a different day coming up here. But for the time being, we're going to keep doing Saturdays as a play with us day. Just as a quick preview, it's already been in the comments or in the description of it. We're going to play A.I.R today. This is the new art made for our A.I.R game to better represent what's going on. So again, these are going to be the little B lymphocyte cells. And then each of them are going to have particular antibodies that they're going to be able to fight against the different diseases that we are going to encounter. Yeah, so we did have a different one where we had one guy, and then what we did is we played this with my brother, who does a lot of stuff with biology, and actually don't exactly know what he works at, but he works with research and stuff with biology and cells and all that other jazz. So we played this with him on the other version, and one of his suggestions was this. So what we did is we took that suggestion and we just changed the artwork to better reflect what's going on. One B lymphocyte cell that was making a bunch of different antibodies, but in truth, it's supposed to be each B lymphocyte cell creates one type of antibody. And so that's what we adjusted here. So each of these B lymphocytes are creating one type of antibody to be able to in your body and help you out. So I'm going to go over the rules in a little bit. I'm going to hopefully give a few people time because some people just don't have printers or access to ink during this time. And so go ahead and you can find this in the description. If you go to our webpage, you can see the link for it. You can print this off. If you can't print it off, go ahead and just draw a picture of this. So basically what you need to have here is 3 different colors of 3 different types. So you're going to have 9 different B lymphocytes. And they're going to be 3 different colors. And we've been using yellow, blue, and red. And if you at least have 3 different colors of dice at home, you can play this afterward. Go ahead, just print it off, play it out, and tell us what you think about it. If there'd be anything you would adjust about it. But that is the premise of the game. Over here is for end game scoring. And so it's good to mark out what these colors are going to be and what the different things are going to be, because you are going to run into, we're going to be writing on this side of the board. So that's what these are all for. And I'll get into those rules in a little bit. I'm going to buy us a little bit of time. Next week, since it's Father's Day, we've decided that we're going to play Welcome to again. Welcome to is one of our favorite roll and write games that is out there. And it's just a really great game, but they have a whole bunch of these different quick little versions of the game, basically just different artwork to expansions to play with. So we are going to play the ice cream cone expansion. Well, it's not the ice cream cone, it's the ice cream truck expansion. So we thought it'd be fitting for Father's Day to play the ice cream truck expansion of Welcome to. So join us next week because we are going to play this together. And if you guys don't have Welcome to, you'd like to try it out, you'd like to try out one of their expansions, you can tune in and you can play it with us before you go and buy it. And that way you can kind of see what it's like to play. All right. So
we'll have that up on the website, hopefully later today.
Yeah. So Michelle got some picture of this, and so she'll put it up on the website, hopefully later today. If not, it'll be up sometime during the week. And what you could do is after we put it up, well, I guess you won't know the rules to it. So anyway, you could print this off or you could create this yourself. It's basically the same board as before. So if you've created this board before on like graph paper, we're just going to be adding in a few ice cream cones is what you would do. Yeah. Okay. So A.I.R. In this game of A.I.R, it's the adaptive immune response for your body. What we are going to be doing is we're going to have different pathogens coming into our body, and we need to develop these B lymphocytes to fight against those pathogens. The pathogen is going to be decided by these dice. And so we would roll these dice, we'd add these dice together, we would get a 13 on this one, and we would write a 13 in this top spot. This would be the first pathogen in our body. Now, the goal of the game is to get the most amount of points versus all other players. It's a roll and write game, so that means every time I roll, everybody gets to write down something. We don't all have to write down the same thing, but we're gonna all write down something, and then at the end of the game, we'll be able to see who wins. How you get points in the game varies. So if we look at this little top part, hopefully you guys can see it. Right up here would be our first pathogen, and then our second pathogen, third, fourth, fifth, sixth, seventh, eighth, and ninth. So we're going to play through 9 pathogens, and then we're going to score. Each pathogen has a different value. So the first 3 pathogens, if you can get them, if you can develop a B lymphocyte to fight against that pathogen, meaning it equals the number that was written in this box, you would get 1 point. If you can get it a blue B lymphocyte to match the blue pathogen, you're going to get to double that score. So you're going to get the 2 points if you get the correct color. If you don't get the correct color, you'll get the middle point. Now, at the end of the game, if you don't get that number at all in any of your B lymphocytes, then you're going to lose a certain amount of points depending on how long that pathogen has been in your body. And so the first 3, you're going to lose 3 points. The next 3, you're going to lose 2 points. And the last 3, you are going to lose 1 point. So there's also a little change. We're going to try it out this time. We used to not give a negative point for this last one because it's so on the nose at the end, but we'll just give it the negative point, and we'll see how it turns out. Let us know what you think. So yeah, it's negative 3 points for the first 3 because they'll have been in your body the longest. Then the next ones are negative 2 points, and the last ones are negative 1 point if left in your body at the end of the game. But inversely, they're also going to get you more points or less points the longer they're in your body. Okay. How do you get this number? So what we're going to do in this game, like I said, we're going to roll these dice. These white dice are going to represent our pathogen. We would write in a 13 here. And then we would do, actually, let's just kind of start playing, and you'll sort of see. So write in a 13 into this blue section. 13 will be our first pathogen. Okay, so we got a 13. If you play this game at home, we don't have rules technically written up yet, but we don't want any doubles. We don't want another 13 ever to show up in your body. So if you were to roll a 13 for the next pathogen, just flip the dice completely over to the other side and write down that number. If that number you already have, then re-roll until you find a number that you haven't already attained. That doesn't usually happen till the last few. Okay, so we have a blue 13 pathogen. All of our B lymphocytes are empty right now. These little tags right here is where we're going to write the numbers. Okay, so how the game works is we're going to roll these dice. This is the first roll. You have to choose, oops, that was 6. You have to choose one of each color and write that number down in one of the tags above their respective color. So like, for instance, I'll just write down mine. Let's see here. I'm going to put a 2 in the sky. I'll put a 6 in that one. And I'll put a 4 here. Okay. So you don't have to take exactly what I took. Maybe if I turn it this way, you can kind of see better what I did. Okay. So I put a 6 in the blue one right here. And I put a 2 in the red one right here. And I put a 4 in the yellow one right here. As the game goes on, these are going to get filled in. Once all 3 of the little antibodies have been filled in, you're going to add their scores together and write it in their little mouth. And so if this blue ends up being like a 6 and a 6 and a 1, that would equal 13. So I would write a 13 here, and I would be able to get that pathogen out of my body. So I would win the points from that one. That's basically the game. And so you'll kind of see it as we go along. So again, this is our first roll. Okay. All right. So that was the first roll. I'm going to set these off to the side. So hopefully everybody can see. And I don't know if I gave myself enough space. Okay. So if you come into the game a little late, the round, we've already rolled for round 1. These were the colors for round 1. Can you see that okay, Michelle?
Yep.
Okay. Can you still see it okay if I bring it up? Can you see the 9 then?
Yeah.
Okay. There we go. Because I don't have enough dice to represent. Really, to play the game, you only really need three different colors of dice and then something else to represent your pathogen. So our next pathogen roll. So every turn we are going to roll for a new pathogen. And we got a 12. Okay, so that red circle, you're going to put a 12 in it. I'll kind of show mine. So now we have a 13 and a 12. So that is what we currently have for pathogens. And we'll move this one out of the way. I'm going to roll the next set of dice. So what these dice represent is they are the macrophages that have collected the information for our B lymphocytes. And our B lymphocytes are able to now utilize these different ones. So take one number from each color and write it in somewhere. And it doesn't have to be in the same B lymphocyte that you've already filled in. You can put it in any of them. Just remember, once you have filled in all 3 in a section, that guy is finished and he is out of the marrow and in your body searching down pathogens. Okay, so I will do a 4 there. A 6 there. Okay. So I will show my example probably the first 2 or 3 rounds. So so my example, can you see it? Okay. I'll just put it up here. So I took the blue 4 and put it here. I think it was the 4 that I took, or it was maybe the 6. I took the yellow 4 over here, and then I put a 6 red over here. So you notice I started with this one, but I put the 6 over here because I wanted to get a better total for that one. And that is that second round. So now I'll move all of these down. Here, I'll kind of have them juxtaposed so that way you can better see what numbers have been up so far. So round 1 was these ones. Round 2 was these ones. So I'm going to leave this up so that way if anybody jumps in during the middle of the game and they've played, they'll be able to kind of follow along and sort of play with us. And this way you can always look back if we start getting ahead of you, at least back to the last 5 rounds. Okay, the next round for a pathogen, we just rolled, that is a 13. So what we're going to do is we're going to just flip all these dice upside down, and that will give us an 8. Okay, so that yellow, the first yellow of the game is going to be an 8. So you're just going to write that right there. So it's going to be 13, 12, and 8. Okay. All right, so here's our next one. So go ahead and write in somewhere. Okay, I think maybe everybody did exactly what I did. Okay, I'll show mine. So I put a 6 red up here. I put a yellow over here because I didn't want to complete this one yet. But like this one, I have a 6, a 4, and a 3, and that's going to equal. So that means that at the end of the game, I will have gotten at least the 1 point because it's the same number. But since it's a blue, I'm going to get the 2 points for this section. And so that is how it works. So once you have filled in all 3, write in the total number, and you will then see how you have done, or that you have completed a section. Okay, so that was round 3. Okay, oops. Round 4 is pathogen first. Ooh, that's a low number. 7. So that means there is going to be a 7 in the first one. And actually, maybe what I'll do, 13 was the first one. 12 was the second. 8 was the third. 7 is the fourth. Okay, so this is the current setup with what we have rolled. And then you'll just compare that with your sheet. Obviously, they're going to be the different colors, and this looks probably more like an infinity symbol than an 8, but I think most of you guys can figure that out. All right. So here is, oops, yeah, we already rolled the 7. So here's our next grouping of the macrophages that we have gotten. And so go ahead and write in whatever works best for what you are trying to do. I can't do that one. Okay, so I won't show mine anymore until we get to like the end of what we are doing is. Okay, so now I'm gonna put here, here, and there. So that was round 4. There we go. Okay, pathogen. So this is the pathogen for number 5. It's a higher number. Got a 16.
Wow.
It's hard to write sideways. Okay. There we go. So we have a 16 for round 5. So go ahead and write that in your next spot. That should be the first red or the second red circle. Here are the information that your body has just received. So go ahead and write them in. Whatever may be helpful. Okay, perfect. All right. Okay, everybody is kind of still thinking on this side. I'm just going to move these over to the section. You can still see them. Okay, so that was for round 5. If you're on round 5, you can still look right here. Round 5, it's 16 is the pathogen, and here are the numbers. And now I'm out of dice, and so I will start taking off of this one and leapfrogging it over. Again, you don't have to do this. We just put it up here so that way you guys could see the numbers backward, since we tend to forget what the numbers are as we go along, because we all take different numbers. So we have a 9 for the next section. So I will write that. Okay, so 9 right there. All right, so that was our next pathogen. And we're going to take these off and roll. So like I said, this will mainly make it so that way you guys can see 4 rounds back as to what we have. Okay, so the next grouping, we have that. So go ahead and take whatever seems to work for you. Let's see here. Wow, that one's going to be difficult. We'll do that. And no, I don't want that. Okay, take that. And I haven't taken a red yet. So if you ever kind of feel like you missed one, you should be able to count up and see right now you have 3 empty spaces in each of the colored sections. So I have 3 empty spaces in yellow, 3 empty spaces, but I have 4 empty spaces in red, which means that I have to take one of those reds. Let's see here. Yeah, we'll take that one. Okay. So let me move these over. This will buy everybody a little bit of time still, or maybe you're, going pretty fast and you're understanding the game. Is a 13, so we're going to flip those. So we'll see. So that's going to be an 8. We already have an 8, so we're going to re-roll. So that's a 9. So I'll flip those ones over, and maybe it'll be something better.
12.
We have, my goodness. Okay. That's a 9 again. So what is that? 9, 10, 12 again. My goodness. Another 12. Yep, that's a 9. Okay, this is a lower number. We got a 5. All right. That'll be a 5 in the blue section. Ouch.
If you roll well, I could actually get that one.
Yeah. Okay. Next grouping. Let's see here. We have that.
Okay.
That one's more worthwhile to take. Oops. What I meant, there's a 3. Okay. So take the blue. And let's see here.
I'm not happy with the yellow.
I'm not happy with the yellow either. Ah. You know what? Okay, I could go here to kind of risk it. And then let's see here. What didn't I take yet? I did not take a red. So I gotta take one of those reds. Oh, that actually works. Just ready yet. Almost. Okay. Red and blue, and we're almost to the end. Again, we only play through 9 rounds. Basically, all of your antibodies are going to be out and working. So 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And that's going to be what, a 12 on the other side or whatever. Yeah. Okay. Do we have an 8? Yeah, we already have an 8. Okay. 12. We are just not getting high numbers this time. So 14. We do not have a 14 yet. Okay. So 14 for that red. Our next one. Oops, and I haven't written in 5. And this was a 14. Okay. Round 8. Let's see, this is what we got. I'm not sure if that's working out well.
Well, I am not blues.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Okay. We'll just take that and here we go. Let's see here. Okay, sorry. And we'll take the red is going to be a 4 regardless. So I guess I'll put it there. Okay. That was mine. You guys can keep thinking. I'm just going to move these over. It was round 8. All right. Now we'll be coming up on round 9. Is everybody done? The blues were a 5 or a 6. I'm going to start rolling for the pathogen since it seems to be taking a long time to get it. So 4, 5, 6, 7. That would be a 14 on the other side. We just got a 14. Okay. So that one is another 12. This one is an 8, 9, 10, 11.
We don't have an 11.
No, we don't have an 11. Okay. So that's an 11 for the very last number.
That is awesome because I actually just finished an 11 on a yellow.
I did too. Okay. All right. So last roll. This is it. Hopefully this works for you guys. If not, well, sorry. Okay, what am I missing? Well, I can't get that. But maybe I can do better things with other things. Yeah, let's get the 14. This would be a 4, 5, 6. All right.
My diversity is going to be pretty low, I think.
7, 8. Okay. Well, that's not going to get what I wanted to get. Okay, I will set these off to the side. You guys can still think. I'm just putting them over to the side of it. All right, and I will go over how scoring works. Okay. So hopefully everybody's thought. Can I move this away yet? Everyone's still thinking on this side?
No, I'm just scoring.
Okay. Well, I'm going to start. So I'm not sure how much you can see on my sheet. I'm going to push this over where I am sitting. Yeah, I can probably push it to here. Okay. Yes, it's the number 11 in the yellow. Okay. Can you see enough on my sheet? Okay, so basically what you're going to do is you're going to go through each one. Do you have a 13? If so, you can check off that. If it's a 13 in the blue, you can check off that you're going to get the 2 points or circle or however you want to do it. So I just put little check marks because I knew what the scores were underneath. Did I have a 12? Yes, I have a 12 right here. It's in the red, so I'm going to get the 2 points. Do I have an 8? Yes, and it is in yellow, so I'm going to get the 2 points. Do I have a 7? Yes, and it's blue, so I'm going to get the 4 points. And the 16 in red. Yes, I have a 16 in red, so I'm going to get the 4 points there. Now, the 9. Oh, wait a second. I just realized I never took a yellow. Okay, I have to take a yellow. So let's see here. 4, 8, 9, 10, 11. We have 13. We have 11. Yeah. Guess I'll write in another 3. So I'm going to double up on my 11s. Okay, doubling up doesn't really help you at all. It's actually going to hurt you more than anything else. So anyway, so I do have a yellow 11 right there. But anyway, so let's go on to 9. I do not have a 9 anywhere. This one is actually, there we go. So I don't have a 9 anywhere. So I'm going to get the negative 2.1. I don't have a 5 anywhere. So I'm going to get the negative 1 point. For the 14, I do have a 14, but it's in blue. I have the 6 points. And then for the 11, I do have 2 11s, if you can see it, but that's not really going to help me. It does. I get the 6 because I at least have an 11, but I don't get any bonus points because I have 2 of them. Okay, so I'm going to get the 6 points for that. What you then do is you're going to total up these points, subtract the points that you have to subtract, and that is your antibody total. And then the next part is your diversity points. So what you do is you're going to look through here and you're going to say, how many different numbers do you have in total? Well, I know I have 2 11s, so I can only get 1 point for 1 11 over here. So I'm not going to get the point there. I have 2 8s, so I'm only going to get 1 point. But then I have a 13, a 12, a 16, and a 14. So I'm going to get a total and a 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So I have 7 unique different numbers. So that is my diversity point. I'm going to add up my other one quick. 6, 20. So 17 looks like my antibody score plus my diversity point. So after you have your antibody score and your diversity points, you add them together, and that's what your total score is. So my total score looks like it's 24, if I did my math correctly. All right. Ooh, Jane beat me at 25. Now, this game close points, but we found a very easy time.
16.
Well, sometimes so like right now we all had a split. Michelle got 16, I got 24, and Jane got 25. So he was the definitive winner. Now, if we did tie, if we both got 25, then we actually, our tiebreaker is your antibody points. And so if you tie Jane at 25, check your points. Jane got 17 for his antibody points. But he got 8 points for his diversity points. So you're going to get more a better score for having a higher antibody total, since your body is very smartly targeting specific pathogens that are actually affecting your body. That is why you're going to win ties, because of an antibody score. Now, if you tie at an antibody score and the total score, it means that you guys obviously have the same diversity points. So then you both win, since both of you have a good immune system. But that is A.I.R. That is our little game that we created specifically for this time of social isolation, but being able to play with you guys. And but it also gives you guys an opportunity to play at home, because again, you just need 3 different colored dice to play this game, 6 or 2 of each one. And you don't have to have another set of dice for the pathogen. You can just grab 3 of these ones. But otherwise, that is the game.
So a question for you guys would be, what do you think of the change in the artwork? Do you like the design? And another question would be, do you like having the different beasts scattered around? Or would you prefer to have all the yellows grouped together, all the blues grouped together, all the reds grouped together? Let us know in the comments.
Yeah, so we're just in the process of designing this game. This isn't final artwork or final anything. This is just the process of trying it out. The process of trying out a game is to play test with other people and see what they got and see how they like it and see how they like the art. So let us know in the comments what you thought, or any of our other places. We have played this before. So now that you've drawn this out, you can go back to our older videos. It would obviously be the older art, but it's the same exact rules, same exact setup. So you can go ahead and play, and then that way you can see what the difference is artwork wise and give a better opinion. But then, yeah, this was the old artwork, but it's still just the 3 different colors. So yeah. All right. So anyway, let us know what you think. Go ahead and play any of the other games on our wall, or on our channel, and play along with us there as well. But thank you so much for joining in this morning and playing. We had a lot of fun creating this game and getting to play it. And then next week we will play Welcome to with you guys as well. All right. Well, stay safe.